Welcome and thank you again for joining us for another Chamber Talk. My name is Jason Strong, Director of the Fairfield Media Center, and I'm with Mindy McAdams, Director of the Fairfield Area Chamber of Commerce. And once again, I said that very well.
I'm so
getting
proud
better.
of you. It's like
I
you
really
remember.
Try to.
It's practice. The brain's a muscle too.
You know, I forget an event on the calendar. I remember how to do the intro. It's a give and take, you know. So,
we can't have everything perfect. We
right?
wouldn't know what to do.
Exactly. So, as you guys all know, you want to get signed up for the Chamber Chatter.
Yes.
At Chamber Talk, Chamber Chatter.
All the chamber things.
All the chamber things. And it's at fairfieldiowa.com. Super easy to get set up with. It comes out twice a week now because there's just so much going on. What's on the docket?
Miss Claire figured out that we can actually share the newsletter to our socials now. So we've got more people following us on social media, so we hope that bumps our numbers up, but we're already over 1,200 people that get the newsletter weekly. So yeah, definitely subscribe to that so you don't ever miss an event.
Missing events is usually a bad thing.
Absolutely.
So if you can make it to an event, make it to the event. Fairfield has really good turnouts on things.
Absolutely. And right now, it's kind of our lull in the action as we're prepping for the big fall stuff. September specifically has so much packed into it. And so right now we're doing signups for like literally everything. I think we've got 18 people signed up for Leadership Fairfield already. This will be back to the level 1 with some additions of what we'll pull out of level 2 back into level 1. We've got the Fairfield Treasure Hunt weekend at the end of July, so get those citywide garage sales in, or if you're a business, have a sale, do tours, whatever. I'll bring you some pirate stuff. It'll be a fun time.
Who doesn't like pirate stuff?
I know, erg. And then after, we have a thing that you can pick how you figure your pirate name. Claire and I are having way too much fun with that. And then after Leadership is Barnyard Bash, which 1,000 people come out and enjoy agriculture. And it's a free family fun event. So get your booth signed up. It's a really great way to be able to get those kiddos to be playing with whatever's at your booth and talk to mom and dad about your business. And then after that, before that is Teacher Appreciation, which is one of our favorites because honestly, teachers have a tough job. And as someone who is a former teacher, it is a tough job. So we want them to all feel the love. So get those booth signs up. There are a few sponsorships for some of those events still left. And then in October 4th is Harvest Rush Gravel Grinder.
Wow.
Which is part of the Iowa Gravel Series. And this year, it will begin and end at Mazda Barnes.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, it's going to be fun. There'll be a food truck out there. There'll be a booze truck out there. Last year we had 150 riders from 5 different states. So, it's a really great opportunity for us to kind of show our town off a little bit, show off our great gravel. So, there are some sponsorships left for that one. So, get a hold of us. I heard someone say this and it has just stuck with me. Your chamber membership is much like your gym membership. Buying the membership isn't really going to get you skinny if you don't really go and do stuff. So you got to really go and do stuff, even if it's buying a sponsorship, coming to an event, hosting a business after hours. All those things actually matter.
Well, and you guys, like you were saying, you guys are planned out, out through August and even further. And that's the thing, all because there's an event lull doesn't mean that things aren't going on, things aren't happening, because there's all the prep work that has to go into doing this stuff, and it can be an insane amount of work. And that's why we really encourage you guys, get out to these events, because there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of work that goes into these to make them so good.
Absolutely.
And the more people that turn out, the better they end up being. So definitely get plugged in, stay in the know, find out what's going on, get out and enjoy your community.
Speaking of our community, next week is a big deal for us. I don't know that everybody knows this, but we are making our presentation for Main Street next week. But we're also doing a presentation to get a Thriving Iowa Community Grant next week. So there'll be a couple of days where we go to Des Moines and we do the dog and pony show for a selection committee and hope they think we're pretty and say, yes, we want to come and make Fairfield even better than it already is. So watch for those announcements coming up.
Well, I know Bob Ferguson and the beautification committee, they've been out and about, really trying to spruce up our city square and as well as other areas.
It must have been the Cambridge interns. I was trying to figure out, their shirt said something wonderful and it just clicked. Cambridge must have sent their interns out and they were pulling weeds and cleaning up downtown, and it looks so good. There's new pots everywhere.
There's a large group out there wearing yellow shirts today.
Yeah.
You know, trying to make sure we're staying top notch on our downtown.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It takes a lot of many hands to make light work.
Exactly.
And speaking of downtown, Christmas, because I'm already thinking November 28th,
Again,
which is the holiday lighting ceremony.
It's all the planning that goes into these things.
So many plans. Today I ordered the biggest banner I've ever ordered in my whole life, and I'm so excited to see it. Oh, it prints out great. So, as you know, the holiday tradition on the Fairfield Square has been happening for generations.
Oh, yeah.
And our displays have been happening for generations in the harsh weather of Iowa, which is cold and very bright. So Alex Simmons from TDT CPAs and Advisors, also my board treasurer, also race car driver wife. I think there's probably something else I could throw in there for funsies, but she's also a co-chair of our Christmas committee. And so we are doing Christmas in July.
We are. It's a great opportunity for us to get those donations that really are going to help refurbish the other R word of replace some of our cherished decorations that we have on the square. Some of those, I mean, they're probably from the 70s, 60s, you know, they've seen a lot of winter. And we've done everything that we can to maintain them. And at this point, there are a few displays that either they're unsalvageable at this point, or there's just nobody that works on those types of materials anymore. And so really kind of trying to keep at least our committee is trying to keep the Christmas spirit of, you know, the old fashioned Christmas that Fairfield's so well known for. So if we do have to replace something, we are doing that with that theme in mind.
And change is hard. We've heard this from everybody and anybody. But some of these displays are getting to the point where they were bright red one time, but it was like generations ago, and now they're orange. Or, for example, the carolers, we've had to replace that poor lady's neck so many times that I don't know that there's enough left to fix her neck again. We removed a rat nest from inside of her last year that knocked her off her balance, off her pedestal. The gentleman's leg was broken last year. We've had reindeer legs blow molded. So as a chamber, we spend between $1,000 and $5,000 every year just maintaining the bare minimums. Last year, we had a really great group of volunteers who did the wreaths. There are 36, and they don't look big from down on the ground, but they are honking big. And so they did some updates to those, put some new lights in them, took the old gross broken lantern things off, and added a big red bow. But it's Iowa, it's winter, there's wind, there's ice, there's all the things. So some of those have to be redone. Yeah. So what we want to do is if we're going to replace something, if we decide there's not enough here to salvage, or, you know, we really can't paint it anymore or do whatever anymore, we're going to let you buy it. We're going to auction them off. If you really feel nostalgia for one of those great orange candles that are along the walkways, Merry Christmas to you. Send me your a bid, because that's one of the first ones on our list, honestly. And then like the little house that looks like a cabin. Those little elves used to move. I never got to see them move.
They used to move?
They were mechanical, and they were in Midwest One Bank's lobby. And then they didn't want it in their lobby anymore. They gave it to us. We stuck it outside. It wasn't weatherproofed.
Ooh.
So
yeah, that'll definitely do it.
So the Skills USA Club, who does our Christmas ornaments, is going to take that, and they're going to try to see if they can fix it, replace it. They might have to take everything out, find us some new movie guys. We'll buy all the parts. They do all the work. And then, much like we do with our ornaments, we'll buy them some tools so they can keep doing it.
Yeah, our partnership with the Skills USA group has been phenomenal. I can't thank those kids enough, or the school district for letting us partner with them. You know, they do such a great job of making all these ornaments, painting them, getting them completely ready. You know, and it's really nice to be able to, it's not a chamber event on the square. It makes it really a community event.
Absolutely.
Especially with all those partnerships. You know, we have other great community partners who make donations for things like books.
Aeron, Lifestyle Technologies buys
Yep.
almost all of our Christmas books for us every year.
Yeah. And then we also have a lot of our chamber members and other businesses come in, and they volunteer at all of our houses. So they get to also experience the magic with us.
Absolutely, because Christmas in our houses may be the only holiday that some of these kiddos get. So that book might be the thing they got for Christmas. That candy cane may be the thing they get for Christmas. And so if you want to volunteer, you need 5 or 6 staff members. We give you a head elf. Sometimes it's one of us for just in case of emergency. But then you get to run the house. You get to take those pictures with Santa. You get to hand out the hot cocoa and cookies. You get to help those kiddos decorate the ornaments and get covered in glitter, because that's fun. But yeah, it's a great opportunity to get out and support the Christmas tradition on the square. And those Skills USA kids, they lay it out on a piece of plywood and they use every single inch of that. They have figured out how many of that shape the right way will lay out on there, and then their little thingy comes and cuts it. Last year we donated about just over $600 in tools to them. This year we donated just over $800 in tools to them.
Nice.
We asked them what would help you make this easier. What can you use to make your projects better? And they give us a list of 4 or 5 things, and our board looks at it and goes, okay, give it to them. And that's what we do.
That's awesome. I know every year we go, Fairfield Media Center goes out and we record the holiday lights ceremony going on. And there's always a ton of people out there.
Absolutely.
And when we go, we get footage of Santa's, I can't remember.
Santa's house and workshop.
Santa's house. I want to say Santa's shack. Santa's house.
It got painted red. It's nicer now. Okay.
And then where you guys assemble the ornaments. That line is always a very long line. And those kids are having so much fun when they go in there and they do that stuff. And so it's an awesome thing that you guys are able to help provide that and help get other community members involved in that, because there's nothing more joyful at Christmas time than the smiles on kids' faces. I swear. And our square is just known for the holiday lights and that particular celebration.
Absolutely. And the holiday lighting ceremony, the horse-drawn wagons and the citizens of the year flipping on those lights, the people up in the Elks watching it. I mean, it is truly magic.
Yeah. I mean, I remember going from, a little kid going out there, and, I'm sure some of the parents don't love how long the line is, but if you take your kid to the holiday lighting ceremony and they see Santa, they got to see Santa that night. So it is a great opportunity. But we are not just open on the holiday lighting night. We are open every Friday and Saturday.
Black Friday to
Christmas. Unless there's some weather event.
I've been here for 4 years. We've only canceled one time, and it was so icy that we were so scared that people would get hurt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I was going to say, I think you guys even did it in the rain one year.
Oh, yeah. That was fun.
I think that was one year I decided not to pull my camera equipment out.
Yeah, that was not fun. It was not fun at all. But come enjoy the magic. But remember, those displays, think about when you were a kid. What did you really love about going to this Christmas city? That's what we're called. And we will assure you, we will not bring in Lilo and Stitch or Disney, or we are going to stick with that old-fashioned, nostalgic Christmas theme. We wrote, I don't know, I think I wrote 7 or 8 grants this year, asking people to help us with these purchases because we'd like to bring in something big. So there are some really cool big things that be great photo ops. So it'll be like a giant light up ornament, and it's got a bench on it. So your family can sit there and take a picture inside of the ornament. Fun story. If you research Christmas ornaments very much, you start getting phone calls and catalogs. So it's what I do in my free time. So yeah, there's lots of great things. And technology changes. We went to LED a few years ago and people were like, the green isn't the same green. We did it, and it is so much brighter and so much more vivid than it was before. So we understand change is hard. We're trying to partner with as many people. We're trying to include as many discussion, voices in that. The construction class at the high school, we're going to call on them because Little Superheroes donated a vintage sleigh to us that's absolutely gorgeous sitting out at the city maintenance shop. It's not weatherproof, so we're going to see if maybe they can build us something that could go in and be a photo op. So if you've got ideas and if you want to support, we do have a nonprofit.
Yes. Yep, the chamber does have a nonprofit, so any of your donations are fully tax deductible.
She's an accountant, so it's really for real.
It is. It is for real. I don't know that I can't give any tax advice on it, but I can tell you that those donations are deductible. So it's a great opportunity not only to get a little extra, done for your taxes, but also just to support such a great, event that we have. Putting $1 out to see that many kids smile. I mean, it's so hard to put a price tag on it.
Mm-hmm. And if you are a company and you're like, hey, can I buy this thing? Yes, you can. As long as it goes with the old nostalgic Christmas theme. And we would love to put your plaque with your name on it so you get the recognition. And that goes for those sponsorships too. So if you're a hot cocoa or a cookie or whatever sponsor, those are on the windows of the building. So regardless if the building is open or not, your logo is seen by everyone that goes by there. And even when Santa's not there, every single little kid is walking up to that and looking in the windows.
Get in.
And we have some really great community Santas who have really stepped up and supported us. Aaron really jumped out of the gate, and the first year that we brought the books back, they just shipped books directly to us. And they were so great about it. Hy-Vee donates the candy canes for us. So there's a lot of people and everybody's Whole Food has been our presenting sponsor since the beginning of time. So all of these people make this happen, and we do it because you support us. This community supports all the things the Chamber does all year, and this is our way to give back to you and to say thank you. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for all that you do. Thank you for volunteering. I mean, the amount of volunteer work that goes in this community is just amazing.
And we have a great group of volunteers in this community, which, like you said, is amazing. I don't know if I've ever been a part of a community that has had so many volunteers and people who are willing to go out and do things in order to just make sure things last and those events, traditions, and fun times continue.
Absolutely. So Fairfield Area Development Foundation is the Chamber's 501c3. So you can stop in the office and drop a check by. You can put it in the mail. There's an online donation. It's on our website, on our socials. It's everywhere. And pretty soon when you open your socials, that will be all you see for the month of July. Merry Christmas to you.
Yes, thank you for everybody who has helped, volunteered, and donated in the past. And also just thank you to everybody who continues to support. And we just hope to continue making the Fairfield Christmas tradition just so nostalgic for the generations to come.
Absolutely. Get those garage sales in. Get signed up for leadership. Get a booth at Barnyard Bash. Get a booth at Teacher Appreciation. Be a volunteer at Harvest Rush. And then come to Christmas.
Get connected. FairfieldIowa.com. That's the place to go in order to get plugged into our community and through the Chamber of Commerce. But once again, thank you for tuning into Chamber Talk. And we will be back at you next week.